What's up, dudes? Welcome back to another episode of Rhomas Men's Team. Pretty simple. We are a group of guys helping each other make progress towards each other's goals. If you're new to the channel, awesome and welcome. If you want to help support the channel and join our pro team, head over to romasteam.com/pro, where you can contribute to us on a donation basis. We also give you access to exclusive content, mastermind groups, etc., etc. So anyway, hope you enjoy this episode, and we'll see you on the team. We are live, sir.
What's up, dudes?
Dude, I got to tell you this real quick before I forget. So I got this new apartment. And I'm going like hardcore into decorating and like trying to create a vibe. So I hired an interior designer, which was like one of the best decisions I've ever made in terms of decorating. So there's that. But I got this thing, and it's like this little charcoal type of deal. And you put rubbing alcohol in there, and then you light it on fire, and it's like a 1 foot flame.
What?
Probably like a 9 foot, dude. It's awesome.
How much rubbing alcohol do you put in there, and how quick does it burn?
So you put in, I would say probably 4 ounces of rubbing alcohol, and it burns about a 30 to 40 minute time. I just tested 91% isopropyl alcohol. I'm gonna test like 70% to see how that impacts the burning time.
Oh, yeah, because I guess it'd be more water. Damn, dude, I didn't know that was such a thing.
Dude, it's legit. Like I thought it was like maybe it would peak over a little bit, like just a flame, but no, it's a much larger of a flame than I thought it would be.
That's pretty tight. And you could get into drinking super high proof alcohol, so if it starts to go down, you just tip your glass and be like,
exactly right.
Where were we?
That's exactly right. But dude, I'm getting hardcore into the creating the energy you want to create for each room.
I like that a lot.
Oh yeah.
I'm telling you, it's one of those things you can laugh and shrug off until like you get a blank slate, and I get to do that right now in this spot for work, and I'm like so fucking excited to do that. Dude,
it's spot on. And I would say, so somebody told me to hire an interior designer, and I was like, I don't know if I can tell the guys that I hired an interior designer. But then I was like, fine, whatever, I'll go for it. And dude, one of the best decisions I've ever made. Because this is what they do for a living. And then they give you all these recommendations that you would never think of yourself, at least that I would never think of myself.
For sure. Yeah, and I also think, especially if you're doing it on a budget, it's like let's say, by just getting rid of shit. Honestly, that's like the funniest. That's what I think. It's like, if you're like, I can't
cut out there. What was it?
I said, if you obviously, people can't afford an interior designer, it's like, just start getting rid of shit you don't need. Start there. You can kind of set up your space by there's the, what was that lady, the Kondori method, where you like pick a thing up and like she had a thing where like you thank it or whatever, and then you kind of like throw what you don't need. But I do like the idea of going through it, and I still have to do this in my house, go through every single item, look at it and be like, what do I get from this thing being here? If there's not like this thing's great for me or blah, 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 it's gone. Get rid of it. And it's like, I'm going to for sure do that. That'll be my spring cleaning mission, to get rid of every single item in my house that I don't use or think about or need at all.
Yeah, I love it. And to your comment on like the budget thing, there is this app called Modsy, Modsy, for anybody who's interested. I didn't use it, but I had a friend who used it. Apparently you can like take a picture of your area or a video, and then they have technology, and then I think back-end workers like designers that will look at it and say like, do all these things, and it shows you a picture of it in your room, like fitted by design, and then you can just select if you want to purchase those things and have them shipped to you.
That's pretty fucking cool.
Oh yeah. And I have a buddy who did it, and his house looks amazing. It literally looks like an interior designer decorated his house.
Whoa.
And it's like $150 or $100. I forget what it is, but it's not thousands of dollars.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. It's pretty cool. I'm telling you, it's something that I snugged off for a while, but it's like having someone walk into your place and go, whoa, it's nice. And then you kind of have that all day. It does make an effect. I really believe that. Oh, dude, there is no doubt about it. Ever since I changed my office from looking like a jail cell to looking like slightly above a jail cell, it helped. And Ray still does not approve. He came to my office, but it was way better than it was before. Literally before my office, it was literally gray walls and a desk and a seat. Literally, that was it. Quite literally for years.
But now I'm taking on a philosophy. There's a few taglines I'm using for this year. The number one tagline I'm using is full self-expression. That's the number one. The next tagline I'm using is decisions, like making decisions. And the next tagline I'm using is luxurious minimalism. I used to just be pure minimalism, like Ninja Turtle based minimalism. Now I'm saying luxurious minimalism. I'm going to test that out this year. And so far I'm fucking loving it.
What was the first one? Your phone, I don't know if it's my phone or your phone, cut out.
Full self-expression.
Hell yeah. That's good. Dude, and I'm telling you, man, it's like having those principles just kicking around, rattling in the back of your head reduces so much hesitation and like, I don't know what to do, all that stuff. It's like so important, man. I like can't harp on that enough. For me, I would say it's like crazy having like, what am I up to? Why am I doing this? Blah, blah, blah. And even having anything like that, like I can defer all this extra thinking to my core principles, like whatever I'm doing for the week, month, year, whatever, lifetime. Yep. It's like, dude, and it's like a liberating thing. It's hard. It's a tough pill to swallow at first, but it's like when you think about, I was like living and dying by my thoughts for a while. And then you start to be like, I can just let go of a lot of these, like I don't have to rattle these things through my head constantly, because you like, when you're just kind of living on the fly and like filtering it through your thoughts, if you were to like sit there and write these things down, you would, in my opinion, realize that you're just kind of filtering it through an automatic process either way, but you're not really aware of it. Does that kind of make sense?
Absolutely.
And the automatic process would be like, how do I avoid some form of discomfort? How do I gain a momentary pleasure? If you're not like putting this out, I would almost guarantee that they're your underlying principles. And, I tend to think they don't lead anywhere spectacular if you totally defer to them all the time.
So I don't know why I'm thinking about this, but to throw this out there for you, as you venture into this new phase of life called you're in my opinion, you're taking the next level of seriousness in your business. You're getting an external location, you're setting it up. Where do you stand on hiring people?
Dude, I don't know. I'll have to see exactly what I'm doing in the need. I hired someone once to do like administrative stuff, and it just it didn't go well just because there was like, I don't know. It just devolved. It was a long story, but it was almost, I felt like I genuinely didn't need them. And then when it was they started taking on more stuff and it just created a fucking problem. So I honestly feel like I wouldn't mind it, but I need to there would be a thing that I specifically need them for. Does that make sense?
Oh, without a doubt. Can I throw something out at you?
Yeah.
So, in my opinion, that would be one of the next things to look at. Like, I had this business coach analyze my day, and we came to an agreement on the percentage of my day that was spent purely on my craft. So like the highest paid activities and the activities that I enjoyed the most. The prerequisite was, though, that it was the highest paid, if that makes sense.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then we looked at, okay, what else are you touching? And then began a process of systematically reducing that, which is not a novel idea in itself, but it's like that whole thing of like, we need more reminding than we do teaching. And I was like, okay, fine, like I'll still give it a shot. Then what happened was I made the mistake of trying to give the assistant the ground up methodology. Like, okay, I need to do this, like boom, 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 like 150 things, right? What I've tried recently is giving somebody the North Star vision of like, here's what I want accomplished. I've specifically hired you to test whether or not you could do this. Now, once you reach a roadblock, definitely let me know, and let me know borderline immediately after you sat and thought about it for an hour. Let me know at minute one after hour one, and I will knock down walls for you. That's my goal. And dude, I can tell you that little tweak, number one, hiring somebody, but then number two, starting from the top down rather from the bottom up, giving them the North Star instead of like the micro stuff and building up to the North Star. Dude, I can tell you like the classes that we're going to be running, I've spent 1 hour total on it versus in the past I would have spent 30 hours total on it.
That's fucking awesome.
Yeah. So, and I'm only saying that I know you're going to the next phase, and I'm certainly not giving you advice. I'm just telling you like my experience. It was absolute fucking game changing. Like if you could imagine a world where you can play the roles that you need and want to play and only play those roles. So you can go in and be Matt on the podcast side, be Matt the author, and be Matt X, Y, and Z in your professional life and nothing else. And then go home and be Matt the father, Matt the husband, and so on, without all of the friction and the rocks in your backpack of all the administration.
For sure, dude. No, I completely agree. I think the thing that I'll end up doing is kind of like private contractor stuff of like, you know, like just like t-shirt design. Like I'll hire like a graphic designer rather than like trying to piecemeal shit and, you know, pick monkey. It's like I should be not doing I should not be doing
100%.
that.
Exactly correct.
I agree, man. I think for now I'll probably be relying on, and I've already started this to an extent of just like getting private contractors and like setting things up with people where it's like, all right, it's just incentive based. Like here's a job, I need it done. I'll pay you when you're done. You know, that's it.
Yeah, project.
Because it's like, exactly. Because I tried to like, you know, I'll just keep you on, and I'm sure it'll be stuff to come up for you. And it's like that for me. I didn't need that. So I've recently, we have the t-shirts. I'm talking to someone now who's going to handle the t-shirts, which Brittany was doing it. She was doing a good job, but I was telling her, it's like, it's not scalable. Like you're doing a fantastic job, but it's like, we're going to have a house full of fucking boxes. Whereas there's dudes with warehouses that can do this for slightly more, but it just makes life easier. So that's one down. And the other stuff is just like, you know, yes, I do with Sydney and Butterly. We edited all of this shit. We did it all. It took forever, and we're too busy. So again, we're going to offload a ton of that stuff so we can just like focus on creating a ton of content rather than like fucking around with it and editing it when there's people who can do that in 2 seconds. And we can just look at it and be like, oh, do this instead, rather than like me figuring out like, wait, this thing, you know, it's like, So yeah, dude, totally agree. And and also too, again, there's always, I don't know why my brain always goes to this. There's always the flip side of that too. Like, you know, if you're looking for work, there's a ton of stuff to be done. And I feel like there's a ton of little side jobs you can get by just learning Premiere Pro, by just learning Adobe, you know, I always forget the name of it. Not Adobe, well, even Adobe Illustrator. There's so many little things.
Yeah, After Effects.
After Effects. What's like the one everybody uses for photography?
Photoshop.
I never remember. Photoshop.
Yeah, Lucas just said it. Yeah.
It's easiest. You'd be surprised that, you know, just learning that, you can just make an extra couple bucks. And it's like, you know, and again, there's not a, like, ever like, oh, it's like when you go on, what is it called? Like the Upwork and all those other things. I would do it with writing. It's like, oh my God, there's so much competition. Oh, they're doing it for so cheap. But there's genuinely not a lot of people who are super skilled who like really, really studied the ins and outs of it. So, you know.
Oh yeah, dude, totally. I mean, I could tell you if anybody's good at video editing and they're reasonable, I'd be happy to hire them, like on a project basis. I tried Fiverr a couple times, and I'm not going to give up on that. But this guy from I don't even know where in the world sent me back a project. Like I put all this long description, exactly what I wanted. I sent a video of exactly the vibe that I wanted. I got back something that looked like a third grader made it. And it's like, fuck. Oh yeah, you know. So yeah, if anybody listening to this, if video editing skills, if you can get good at it and efficient and like work properly, dude, it's cool. I mean, Troy, think about what Troy was going through with like cutting lawn, or not cutting lawns, like snow shoveling and all that kind of stuff. And if you just up the skill level a bit in video editing or an in-demand skill on the tech side, holy hell. It's and then you increase your value pretty quickly over time.
Oh yeah, dude, I'm telling you, man, like just like I talk to people who edit for like businesses, and it's like there's this thing where like if somebody doesn't know anything about video editing, there's certain things they'll ask you to do that takes like 10 minutes. And to them it's like, holy shit, how did you do this? So it's like you can really just like editing little promos, commercials, stuff like that. You get good at it and learn like the transitions, learn how to like really get professional looking with like the titles and stuff. It's insane. Like again, if you just want an extra couple bucks and like a skill that's genuinely going to serve you going into the future, like that's definitely one.
Dude, can I riff on something real quick for this?
Yeah, absolutely.
If I had one wish for myself and for all of us on this team, it's stop spending your fucking time on anything that's less than your highest paid activities, period. Right? Like I even stopped, this is going to sound crazy, I even stopped returning things to Amazon. I just throw them out now.
Yeah.
As crazy as that sounds, as wasteful and as crazy as that sounds, it's the same underlying math. Are you going to spend your time doing this or getting the $5 back right from Amazon, or are you going to make the next phone call, or are you going to do the next podcast? Dude, this is why I love money. It's the Swiss Army knife of fucking everything in the world that you need to accomplish. Almost everything. Hey dudes, sorry for the interruption here. Just wanted to let you know, if you want to join our pro team, go to romasteam.com/pro. You can help support the channel. You will also get access to exclusive content, masterminds, one-on-one sessions, etc. All right, back to the episode. So it's like, just do that constant math. And I constantly have to, I forget this like always, and I have to remind myself constantly. And dude, every time I remind myself and I actually do it, it's like, okay, how about this? I'm not going to take the Amazon package back. I'm going to make another 5 phone calls, or I'm going to have that meeting with the client. And then boom, all of a sudden it's an extra X amount of dollars. That is 20X the Amazon package versus fucking driving my dumbass to Kohl's, like finding a fucking little bag to put my Amazon package in, and then nickel and diming. You're like, oh, I think that was like $20 I just got back. It's like, you just spent fucking $2,000 worth of time because you could have had it close the deal at the same time period.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I honestly, I think there's a lot of people that join you in being like, I've never successfully returned one of those packages.
Yeah, dude, it's like brutal.
I can't. There was a year I didn't do my taxes. Like they owed me money. I did it eventually, but it took me, I was like 7 months late in getting my refund because I'm like, I can't sit down and do that. I can't dedicate my day to that right now. But yeah, man, I mean, it's like, I agree. And in my opinion, I would say there's a level of self-confidence that needs to be attained, because it's like, you get stuck into the same old stuff of like, well, with like some, saying of like, well, this adds up. And it's like, yeah, it does. And that's, it's like, but does it add up to more than the thing you could do to make money, like to make more money or to establish yourself, whatever you're up to? It's like, that's why I always like the big zoom out. Like, yeah, how does that Kohl's package or whatever compare to like the nature of your quest that you've given yourself in life? It's like, fucking throw this thing the fuck out. But if you don't have that, it's like, again, the brain defaults into kind of like, oh, okay, Mr. Moneybags, like whatever you think you'll hear. And it's like, yeah, okay, cool. But I genuinely don't do that. That's a deeper conversation of like valuing your time, how that interrelates or how that relates to valuing yourself, and blah blah blah. And so yeah, man, that's something that people would kind of like mostly be like, whatever. But it's like, no, it's a really serious thing, man. Like if somebody's wasting your time, I used to do all the time. It's all right. I don't have much going on. It's like, okay, well, what the fuck? Why not? And it's like, why are you so free to just I've been way more stingy with my time lately, just out of necessity. It's like, I can't give away hours of my day the way I used to. I can't do it. Like there's too much stuff I have to do. And I'm just waiting. The stuff I have to do is like, this is important. I have to do it. It's like, again, setting up this office this week is like bittersweet, because it's like, I'm excited, but now I'm like, I get antsy when I miss all my writing time and all this other stuff. I'm kind of like, fuck. It like makes me jittery. So but I am excited to, again, just like have that space and do this. So it's like, really kind of like condensing that all down. It's like, yeah, dude, value your time, because we get used to like wage mentality of like, if I just show up, I get paid. It's like, okay, cool. But if that's all you want, if you want more than that, it's like, it takes a whole different way of looking at the world and yourself, and, being like, what am I actually trying to do here? And again, you just launch your camp, but it's like, I'm telling you, in my opinion, it's like attacking your own life with the same kind of like gravity of like Marcus Aurelius or just like Winston Churchill or some figure. I think there's something to be had in that, to be gained. Oh yeah, totally. And to answer Gunther's question, he said, but what if the gym is high up on my value system for time? Oh yeah, Gunther, great point. So like of course, all the things that are like super important, like that's almost why I'm saying spend your time during your work hours on your highest paid activities, so that you don't have to compromise in other areas of your life. But like totally, gym time, family time, meditation time, whatever those things are important to you, absolutely. But ruthlessly cut all other things out of your life, in my opinion. Including things that are not making you money, including things that are wasting your time. It's all about like spending your time where you're getting the best ROI, whether that be financial or happiness or whatever it is. But if you guys are anything like me, left to my default, I will spend 40% of my day
on just completely non-ROI activities or sub-ROI activities unless I go through it intentionally.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And even just to answer the gym question, I'm so bad right now. I mean, I have been working out here and there, but it's like, again, still falling short of having that built into my day as like a non-negotiable. Oh, it's 8 o'clock. Like I still struggling with that. So to answer Gunther's question, I would say I think that needs to be prioritized over everything, but it's like
Absolutely.
within reason. Like, you know, it's like if I were to spend 8 hours at the gym all day, you know, having like a strict bodybuilder's physique is not going to serve me. And maybe it takes like 4 hours, whatever it takes. For me, I just need to be functional, healthy, and not be like, you know, like super fat to the point where I have health problems. Like I'm trying to look good, be functional. So it's like, you know, so I know in my head, like I don't need to, for me, it's like, I just want to feel good and be able to move. So, you know, it's like, but again, I get so busy with all the other stuff that starts to fall by the wayside. I have to constantly recalibrate my day. And that's another one where it's like, well, dude, you deserve, you know, your body deserves as much attention figuratively as your kind of work does, or like at least to be addressed every day. Because obviously we need to spend more time working than we do on our health. But like to completely forsake that is in my opinion, a grave mistake.
Oh, dude, I completely agree. I mean, I value health and fitness way more than money, like way more. But it's like you said, Matt, like that doesn't mean that you have to spend more time on your health and fitness than you do on your job.
Yeah.
Delco Jim's here. I haven't seen him in a while. Delco Jim, what's up, bro?
What up, DJ?
Actually, can I invite him on?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sweet. DJ, if you're available, I'm going to invite you. But totally, and actually, dude, like now kind of living in like the single life, dude, sleep is like sleep is just brutal. So I need to get back to the basics with that as well.
Yeah, that's yes, that is a very good thing. My sleep is against my wishes. I've been getting woken up. I think my molars are coming in. Jesus Christ, bro. What up, Jim?
What up, fellas?
What is up, brother? How you doing, man?
Chilling.
You awake? What's going on over there?
Yeah,
friend?
dude. I just got up, dude.
So tell us, what's
how's everything going, dude?
Great, man. I doing comedy nonstop. Great.
Are you? Tell us about it, because let me give the guys a reminder. So DJ was one of the original dogs on the team, and his evolution has just been unbelievable. From like working at Starbucks, and DJ, let me know if I'm off in any of this stuff. Working at Starbucks, kind of dabbling in stand-up comedy, like having the ambition, but it's like it was questionable whether or not like how many feet he really had in. And then all the way now to the other end, no longer working at Starbucks, I believe working at a bank, if I remember correctly, and now going full tilt on the stand-up comedy. Is that am I accurate on that?
Yes.
Hell yeah. So what are the updates, bro?
Good. I've been going up to New York a lot, which has been great. Been doing a lot of I've been doing a lot of stand-up to the point where like I switched banks, and now I'm like a part-time at the bank, and I'm doing stand-up like every single night.
Awesome.
Which is great. I feel like I'm living my dream, which is super cool.
Fucking right, man. Give us an idea of the schedule for the week.
I work Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And, so I do, I try to hit three mics on Monday. And then, Tuesday, I used to go up to Soul Jewels, but now I do this like shitty little place downtown. And then, like Wednesday, I'll hit like 4 spots. And I'm just like constantly driving like all of these places around fucking Pennsylvania, Jersey, Delaware, New York, and fucking, it's awesome. And you know, there's all sorts of and fucking Gunther. I have a show February 25th in Easton, dude. I'll be there. It's cool. I'm just working really hard, and there's so many things that I'm like learning, like, you know, as far as like time management and saving money. And just like learning how shitty people are in it, and like that I'm so grateful for my friends who support me and there's so many people out there that don't have any support that are doing this. It's insane.
Yeah, have you been having fun? Like, how you been feeling with all of it? Like,
Dude, yes, it's the most fun ever. Like,
Good.
Also, Joey Diaz says the second you're not having fun out there, you're a coward.
I agree. That's the number, dude. I'm telling you, man. I swear to God, I think that's the number one thing. 'Cause that can be so stressful if you go into it like, I gotta kill, I gotta be the best, and it's like it just creates this like really kind of weird energy. But yeah, I'm telling you, man. I think with that particular thing, and maybe it applies to other things. Like, yeah, having fun because you're like helping people have fun in a very specific way. And if you're kind of in your head and like, which is natural to some extent, but if that's like the dominating kind of force within you as you do that, it translates to like not a good time, I think, for you and everyone else. So I would definitely agree or just say like, dude, I agree with Joey Diaz of like, you got to be having fun, man.
It's tough because like when you're first starting, you're getting spots. You're at like 2:00 in the morning, and you're just and all night you're basically watching these people inside this echo chamber. And I've been doing it for over a year now. And, there are people that I'm seeing, like, they get these great spots, in Philly, and they don't, these guys aren't working hard. So, like,
yeah,
I have to go, further to work on shit. And it's cool, like, now that I'm starting to get, like, booked on stuff, I can actually work stuff out in front of people rather than my peers.
Yes.
And it's, that takes your love for it to a complete different level.
Yes.
It's tough. Like, there are times, that I was like, fuck this, dude. I don't want to do it anymore. And then, you go do a show and you're like, oh, that was fucking, I have remember that, my stuff's not stale. I just need to get in front of people. It's a grind.
Exactly. Yep. No, it's an important. I mean, this is very comedy specific, but it's that's a big distinction because there's stuff that people will kill at open mics and go to a like actual crowd of human beings who are like there for a show and just bomb because there's an easy trap people fall into for like making their comedian friends laugh, which is fun to do. Right. But if that's all if it becomes that, like it's good to keep that in mind of like what are like paying crowds like versus my comedian buddies.
Right. Oh, yeah, totally. Can I say a couple things on your journey, DJ?
Yeah, dude.
So this is what I noticed. Matt and I had similar parallels in both our journeys. So like mine in Wall Street, Matt's in stand-up comedy. And I noticed three things that really stuck out with Matt articulating his journey. And I was like, oh, wow, that's very similar to mine. The first thing is, and I heard some things you said, like Matt at one point told me he was no longer going to drink like on location. And he was giving me some detail. And I came to the same crossroads when I was in New York. It was like a very clear decision. It's like, oh, this is what people do on Wall Street. Like we go work our faces off. Then we go to network after we get completely shit-faced drunk. And that was part of the thing. And I didn't question that assumption. Once I questioned that assumption, I didn't do it anymore. Dude, my career like took off because now I could be in the driver's seat consciously. The second thing was realizing I had to change my perception around the people that I was with because my original thing was like, these guys are just a bunch of douchebags and drunks, right? Like, and drug addicts. But that would weigh me down as I went through the journey, right? Because then I almost felt better than them, right? Like I found myself saying that, like, oh, like these guys aren't playing the real game that I'm trying to play, so fuck them. So then I try to avoid them, as opposed to I then changed it to like, oh, this is just part of my movie, right? This is just part, and these guys add texture to it. So if I can start appreciating it, not getting sucked into it necessarily, not doing the drugs, not doing the alcohol, not doing all this other stuff, but I can enjoy them for who they are. That was an enormous thing for me. And then Matt, just, I don't know if something changed on your side, but there's like a wind vortex or something.
You can't hear me?
Yeah, it's like for some reason it got super loud, but maybe that's just on my side.
That's weird.
Okay, so then to cap all that off, just maintaining pure focus on the North Star, right? Like just focusing purely on like my objective is to make this the most enjoyable process as possible while accomplishing my North Star goal. And I know that sounds like there's not rocket science there, but it's often that thing of like people need to be reminded more than they need to be taught. Because I have noticed that most people will stop on things because they get burned out, and usually they get burned out because of their perception of the thing, not because of the actual like the physical burnout, if that makes sense.
Yep. No, I agree, man. And that that's something I've been finding to be like, let's say there's like, you know, when you say like, oh, that sounds simple, it's like, yeah, when you're just saying it, it sounds simple, but there's so much depth to simple things, because like it's like you can hear it, but like actually putting it in practice is really tough. Like when you're around someone that you can judge them and be like, oh, it's one of these fucking blah blah blahs, whatever. It takes a lot of effort to be like, I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to give into this. I'm not going to like, you know, juice whatever that is from my ego to like feel better than this person, and, you know, whatever. And it's like, it really, I've said this before. It like, when you really, again, go to the grocery store and work on like not judging people, you feel more comfortable and more calm when you're not judging others. And it's like,
totally,
you know, and it's like, you realize that you don't need that. Again, that's when you go back to like automatic thought processes without like without putting some sort of like, you know, self-chosen value in place. That'll typically happen. You'll just go into a room and all of a sudden your mind will automatically try to start telling you why you're worse than other people or why you're better than other people. And you try to be like, I hope I'm better than more people than I'm worse than in this room. And you kind of thrive off of that. Mm-hmm. Whereas like, that's just like, you know, that's like the shit your computer came with. You can completely get a different upgrade where you're kind of like, you know, these are just people I'm with. Some people I kind of like, you know, I get like an instant, like, I like that guy. I get an instant, I don't really like that person. But you can kind of look deeply into that and be like, well, is that due to my own insecurities? Is that due to like, why do I, you know? And it's like, when you start running on those things of just like, I'm just going to accept these people for who they are, you know, it's like you end up accepting yourself in the long run. And it's like, yeah, it's very liberating.
Yeah. And for me, it's not about morality. It's purely about like, it's a distraction.
Yeah.
Right, like that's fucking it. Like I'm speaking purely for your progress, DJ, and you're probably already doing this. But it's just like, I noticed myself and I noticed Matt being sucked into that same thing throughout the trajectory of our career. It's just like, spend zero fucking time on it, give everybody the benefit of the doubt, right? And then everybody likes you, and then all of a sudden those assholes that you thought were assholes are actually just like nice dudes. They're just like a little bit misled, or they didn't have the upbringing that you did or I did, or made the meanings that you did or I did, etc. And then all of a sudden everybody's on your team. And dude, when everybody's on your team, even if you have a team of misfits, you could be the most powerful fucking dude in the room.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I agree, man. Yeah, it's like, go ahead. I'm sorry. Yeah. Go ahead, man.
Oh, dude, I just, you know, this is like with what I'm doing now, like stand-up is the first thing that I feel like people have ever told me, hey, you've got something here. You're good at this, you know? And it's a weird feeling. And to go all in on it is, you know, refreshing to feel like I've got like a path, you know, and I know it's going to be tough, but I'm excited for it. And I'm really, you know, it's a lot, it's a lot of fun, and just, you know, I don't really drink, so I don't really get like hammered at these, you know, this shit. Yeah. So I'm not like worried about hanging out in bars all the time like I used to be, because I like stopped drinking completely.
Nice, dude.
It's just like, you know, I fucking love this. You know, I'm having a lot of fun. I always like try to remember like how fucking like happy I am. You know, like time is precious. I was sick with COVID. I thought I was gonna die.
Oh shit!
I fucking almost died, dude, over Christmas.
Oh shit, man.
Yeah, dude, I was sick as a dog. So like I was fucking. The second I felt better, I was just out there like grinding as hard as I could. Now it's just like, you know, really fun, you know, always working, you know, and work is easy now. Like I took a part-time job so I could focus more, and, you know, I take care of my aunt who's sick. So it's like, everything's kind of like falling into place. And it's like, you know, and I was, you know, just like a year ago, I had no idea where I was headed. Mm-hmm. You know, I was completely listless in my, you know, dead end job. Like fucking not sure what the next step was. I just hopped into something, and I feel like I got lucky.
Yeah, lucky in terms of the seed was probably planted without any of your doing, or maybe something like the idea of putting the seed in the ground was probably something without your doing, but you still put the seed in the ground and you're watering it and so on. But I agree with you. Having the perspective that nature takes its course and grows this big ass tree just from you putting the seed in the ground and watering every day. So we only have to do 5% of the work, but doing 5% of the work is the prerequisite. And you're fucking doing that, man. And I would also ask you to consider that you're no longer doing this for yourself. You're doing it for other people. You're doing it for the stakeholders in your life, and you're doing it for the audience. And once you can get there, oh, dude, you'll be unstoppable. I mean, you already fucking are, right? Like, but just if you ever get to a crossroads where you're like, oh, I just don't want to do this or whatever. Honestly, dude, your activity motivates me, right? Which I'm sure motivates Matt. It's like this constant never-ending cycle. So we each have to bring to the table a tremendous amount of fucking work effort. But you can only get that work effort done if you truly love what you do. Like, that's the only way to fucking do it, at least in my opinion. So keep it up, man. It's inspiring to me, and I'm sure to all the other guys as well.
Dude.
Yeah, man, I agree. I agree.
I got you guys to thank, dude. I fucking was coming in here fucking a long time ago.
Yeah,
fucking,
man. Cool.
With no direction. So it's really great that, and there's so much support from like dudes like Gunther, and I had a show like a week or two ago, and fucking Chalupa Cabra, fucking Ryan, he fucking showed up.
Hell yeah, dude.
There's fucking dogs that they show love, dude.
Yeah. Well, if you look at what we've been able to accomplish as a team, and one of the coolest things is, you look at a core group of like 15 to 20 guys. Do you have any idea that's been here for what, Matt? Is it like 2 years now, a year and a half, like something like that?
At least that, yeah, at least
it's
a year.
It's fucking wild. So like,
yeah,
to have, and hopefully we keep on growing those incrementally over time. But the coolest thing in the world to me is that, and to keep on building on that, no matter what, you have a baseline of guys that will support you. And,
sure.
Like, that's fucking awesome. And you just proved it. Like, that you can go to a show and you got a baseline of fucking guys who show up, right, like in the shadows, and be like, yeah, man, hell yeah, we're fucking here for you. Even if we don't like your shit. Like, that's a cool fucking thing, man. That's a rare fucking thing.
How dare you? Yeah, dude, I agree, man. I like, again, the more time goes by, it's like we easily forget these such basic things where it's like, dude, the mission is to enjoy your life. And a lot of times we like, all right, well, in order to do that, I need X, Y, and Z, which to some extent is true, but it's also like, again, you really just need to enjoy your life. So it's like, just enjoy, and that comes down to enjoying the moments of the days and the little things, and it's like, I've recently really been trying to, like, just something to keep in mind of like, all I really need to do is eat and breathe. And, I like try to constantly remind myself how big of a deal that is. And then there's this whole other world of like, it's kind of like Wes, you're referring to like your movie or like the thing of my relationships, which are also important, but it's like, you get to fucking really mold that. And you get a lot more control over that than people think. So it's like, stripping yourself down to the basics like that and just constantly remind yourself, oh, this like nasty email I got has nothing to do with food and breathing. I don't have to spaz over this. I can go, it's annoying, notice it's annoying, and like, all right, what are we going to do about this here? Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's this interesting Goldilocks zone of like doing what I was talking about earlier, like making sure you play the game full tilt to support your key stakeholders, but then also having a mentality about it of like, it's all upside. Like, even if you fucking fail at it, it's like like your intention was spot on. And DJ, just so you know, just for the record, I wasn't saying, obviously, that the guys showing up to your stuff don't like your shit. I was literally thinking about literally one time I had a ballroom dance competition. Obviously, amateur ballroom dance competition. Obviously, it's fucking ridiculous that I even am saying this, especially to my friends. But several of my buddies showed up to support me. And it's like, they don't want to be at a fucking ballroom dance competition, but they came there because of me. Right, like, and I do the same for them in reverse. And dude, that's like fucking gold, man. Like, that's, in my opinion, what we should all strive for, is like having dudes in our lives that are like, I don't give a shit how weird the shit is you do. I'm gonna be there to support you when I can.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, dudes.
So keep on doing your fucking thing, man. It's fucking inspiring, buddy.
I will, dude. It's good to see you guys.
Same to you, brother.
You too, bro.
I'm gonna let you go. Have a great weekend, dude.
You too, man.
See you, man.
What a
Wes,
beast, man.
He's the best. I'm glad he didn't perish.
Yes, he beat the vid, bro.
That's good.
So cool, dude. What's final thing? What's going on for the weekend?
This weekend, I am really, again, all of my free time is dedicated to just setting this space up. So I got to run some errands to get some stuff for the studio and whatnot. And then once I'm done, it'll be right back to the place and just, again, a couple hours a day. And then as soon as the next like Monday business week hits, it'll be full tilt. I'll be there all day.
Got it.
So
Perfect. Well, just to throw this out to everybody, now is the time. If you want to start like improving your body for summer, it's a now activity. You do not wait to improve your body in fucking May, because it's like good luck. So I'm just giving everybody like a warning. We're in a really good sweet spot right now of like, if you're going to have a goal of getting in shape by beach season, now is about the time. You have plenty of time, but now is about the time where you want to start to chip away at that. So just as a red flag warning.
That's good.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
All right. Yeah, maybe we'll start another little fitness thing going on.
Oh, dude, I'm 100%
Yeah, how about you? How's the week?
I'm going to try to fly back for my grandmom's birthday party tomorrow. I'll get there tomorrow at like 4 p.m. and then fly out either tomorrow night or Sunday morning. So I'm trying to make that work. I just got to find the flights.
Nice, man.
Yeah. Hell yeah. All right, dudes.
All right,
have an awesome fucking weekend, buddy. And again, congrats on the new spot, bud.
Thank you, man. Thank you. I'm excited. I'm excited to do this from there. I was trying to do it today, and I was like, let me not rush it. I'm going to get it all set up.
Hell yeah. Love it, dude. Dude, I'd love to see a picture too, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I'll give you one today.
Alrighty, beast.
Later, man.
Later, buddy.